What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Tay. Today I got Coach Marquise, and we're going to be talking about self-care, preventing burnout, and the strategies that go along with that. And if you're rocking with us today, it's time to grow. Get it. Let's grow.
That music is my self-care, to be honest. Give me hot every time.
Man. You said this is your self-care.
Listen to the intro, my self-care.
Man. What is self-care, man? I gotta ask, what is self-care?
Self-care is basically what it is. It's taking care of self. But when you take care of yourself, you're not just taking care of your body, you take care of your mind as well. And have your mind, body, and spirit all together and all on the same page. Doing the same thing,
Exactly.
pushing for the same goal.
Awesome. I love that. Self-care to me, man, I would say is definitely self-care. I didn't know what self-care was before COVID. I'm going to be really honest. I didn't know what self-care was before COVID. When COVID came around and I lost my job, it was involuntarily. I lost my job. I lost so much of myself that I didn't know what to do. And everybody kept saying, oh, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. I'm like, well, I don't have a job. How can I pay bills? I'm not doing anything. My job was my life, So, I didn't have any means of self-care before COVID. And once COVID hit, I learned to take care of myself. And it was just like, how do you take care of yourself? You take care of yourself mentally, physically, religiously, like all these things that you value the most through your family, social interactions, like all these things that you value the most is the way you take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of piggyback off what you were saying about the whole COVID epidemic. I didn't really understand self-care either until I had to go to the store and couldn't buy no toilet paper. So I really didn't know what self-care was. I'm like, man, do I need this toilet paper right now? Ain't no toilet paper in the store.
Better make sure you get into the shower and get the detachable heads.
Man, I told you that self-care. That's why you had to find the wipes.
Man,
the bathroom wipes. I'll tell you, that's my self-care. I promise you. I had to learn some new ways.
Definitely, man. I feel you on that. I was not too far from that. Man, going to the store, hey, you guys got tissue? No, we're sorry, we're all out. You guys got some in the back, please? You guys got some in your own restroom? I'll pay you $10 for a roll. Man. But yeah, self-care definitely comes in so many different forms. Emotional, psychological, what else? Physical, social. Like, it comes in so many forms.
So if you don't mind me asking a question, so what kind of self-care things that you've been doing lately? Like, what's your self-care routine?
So I take time out for this podcast because I love doing this podcast. That's my self-care. It's kind of like my break from everything else that I do. I started this as kind of like a hobby, which turned into more because it was actually reaching people. So it started out as a hobby, still kind of is a hobby, but it's like my way of just like having fun and doing the things that I love. So I didn't know I would love podcasting until I got into it. and this is my means of self-care. Also, my number one self-care, if you ask me, is spending time with my family. So I dedicate time, undistracted time, to be with my family. You know, cell phones off, everything's. I'm not even answering. My parents can't even get a hold of me. They be like, "Yo, we text you like 2 days ago." I'm sorry, I just turned my phone on.
Yeah, that's just being mindful. Like you just being
Exactly.
mindful in the moment, man.
Exactly, because when you're mindful in the moment, you just enjoy it more. You know.
Just like when you vacation, you vacation. If you with your
Exactly.
family, you chilling with your family. If you watching a movie with them, you watching a movie and like you in that moment, you mindful.
Exactly. So, I love how you said when you vacation, because I used to tell people this at the facility that we taught at. I used to say I used to
That
say this.
facility.
Yeah, that facility. I used to say this when I was teaching mindfulness. I was saying, when you're on vacation and you got to answer to some work emails because it's your job, or you have to take your job with you because you can be needed at any point in time and you have to respond. If you're on vacation, are you truly on vacation? You know what people say? Yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm like, nah, you ain't on vacation. You at work. You are at work. You're answering
Yeah.
emails on vacation. You're working. You're
Yeah.
not vacationing.
No.
And then I
And,
get all
and
the
that's why I said the whole Yeah. And sorry to interrupt you, but that's why I said the whole vacation part. That's where I got it from. Got it from you.
man at that one facility. We just gonna call out that one
Yeah, that
facility.
one facility. Man, I shouted one of your groups, man. And you said that. You said that before. I think you said that like walking to the group one day.
Man, man. So we gotta definitely be mindful of taking that self care, and what that self care means to us. One of the ways that I usually like to address self care is like writing down three values. If you can write three values down, like tell yourself, I value time with my family, I value my podcast, and then I value my religion, right? You got three values right there. This is your self-care. This is how it comes into play. You take care of these three values that you have. If you don't take care of these three values that you have, that are at the top of the list, more than likely you're not taking care of yourself. And when you're not taking care of yourself, you get stressed. Why? Because those three values that you have are being neglected. So,
So what kind of happens when you start neglecting your values?
whew, you end up at that one facility.
That one place we came from, that one place.
That one place, yeah, that one place. You, a lot of people say self care is selfish. You know, um, and this is what happens. They neglect their values to be selfless, right? They neglect their values to be selfless. And I'm being really honest, if I was doing everything for everyone else, I would never have any time to do anything for me. I'm putting all the
Yeah,
things that I value last. So I'd be
that's
stressed, burnt, and I'd be definitely burnt out, which is kind of like our topic today.
yeah, absolutely. And kind of piggyback off what you said, like you can't be there for them without being there for who first.
For you, you know, you you can't light somebody else's way if yours ain't lit.
Yep.
Man, man. So So how do we prevent since we're talking about self-care, how do we prevent burnout? This could be burnout in a job, burnout in our daily life. How do we prevent that burnout?
Um, you want to set boundaries with yourself for certain things. Like, so take me for instance. Like, so I so I'm a therapist and I work at this place. Well, I'm not gonna say the name, but I work at a treatment facility. I don't know if I can say the name on the podcast, but
You work that one
um,
place.
that one place. So I work at a treatment facility that's an all women's treatment facility, right? Um, and at first, I was doing therapy, and when I was doing therapy, I was doing like 5 or 6 patients a day, which I didn't know was a lot, right? So I was doing 1 hour session of therapy, like 4 or 5 patients a day, doing 1 hour a day, right? So with everything else going on, I really I figured out that 4 sessions a day was too much. That I need to cut it down to try to deal with 2 and at the most 3, but cut off at 2. And so that's setting the boundary with myself to cut the sessions off as 2 people a day. And that's setting the boundary with myself so I won't feel overwhelmed. So I won't feel overwhelmed. So that's kind of like the example that I have.
Yeah. And I love that example because you're preventing that burnout by setting that boundary, you know? Like we all know you got to work. You got to provide, you got to do, you know? Nobody's going to take care of you but you, right? So you have to work. I'm not telling anybody on this that's listening on this podcast to be lazy, you know? You have to work. You-
What do you always say? Faith without works is dead, my boy.
Exactly. So you have to work, right? You have to be able to provide. You have to be able to do. You have to be able to learn and have those boundaries. You know, you have to learn how to have those boundaries. Um, Otherwise, without those boundaries, you're going to be doing a lot. You're going to be doing, I mean, granted that you were doing a lot and you were probably excelling at what you did, you know, like you were doing great and perfect. At the same time, we need time to take care of ourselves, whether it's on the
Yeah.
job, at home, with the family. We need time to take care of ourselves. So we have to set those boundaries. Man.
Yes. That's a good quote. I like that. I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt, man.
Wait. Yeah, I gotta remember what I say. Man,
Already
I'm a one-hit wonder, man.
gone. Already gone.
I don't even remember half the stuff I say. Man.
Oh man.
Man.
I remember you used to do that all the time. I'm like Dante, what do you say? I don't remember. I'm like, man, that was good, man. What did you say? I don't know.
Man, for real. It just came to the top of my head, and as soon as it came, I spit it out, and I was done. Man. But yeah, so strategies, we just got to make sure that we set boundaries, that, you know, we hold true to our values, which equals to self-care. What else? Make sure you take care of you. Taking care of you is not selfish. Taking care of you is a necessity. It's a need. You know? So if you neglect your needs, if you always neglect your needs, whether it's for mental health or physical health or social life, social self-care, you know, like if you neglect these needs, because we all have needs at some point in time. If you neglect these needs, you're not taking care of yourself.
So let me ask you, why do you think people think that taking care of themselves is selfish?
That's a good question. You know why people think taking care of themselves is selfish? Because everybody, okay, so I want to say this. It's taught that we should always be givers, right? You should always give. You
Yeah.
should always give your time. You should always give your money. And I'm sorry, but rich people don't give their money. They give to invest their money, which receives a return.
They
You
don't
know?
get their money. They give you
Once
all
they
the
get
complaints and all the criticism. They don't give you their money.
exactly. Once they get that return, they know they got to do taxes, so they donate to the charity, which writes off that tax. Right? So, we've been taught to give. Now, we weren't taught to have. We weren't taught to. I want to say this. We weren't taught on how much to give. Because you can give all of your time away, but if you're giving all of your time away, it goes back into that self-care. You don't have anything for yourself, right? If you are continuously, and this is what they say, oh, I'm being selfless, because selfless is looked at as a positive thing. It's okay to be selfless, but I can't be selfless and give a homeless person, and this is what I'm being really honest. I was like, how come you didn't give them no money? I can't give a homeless person money if I don't have money to give.
Yeah.
I have to make sure my bills get paid. I can't write off giving a homeless person, and I'm sorry for everyone that's listening to this podcast and doesn't like what I'm saying, but this is an event that happened to me. I can't write off giving this homeless person $20 and knowing that I have to go get food myself and I got to provide for my family. I can't write that off, and it's not gonna get back to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, it was kind of situation I used to have when I was little. I used to be in church. I used to have the preacher scream at us, and he was like, you know, if you ain't got the money, give your light bill money. Give your gas money. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm going to go home when I'm being in the dark? I'm going to leave here and not have gas to get home? Are you, like, really? Okay.
Unfortunately, some are like that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't say all of them, but
No,
yeah.
definitely.
So yeah, man. It's selflessness is a very kind act, right? But there's a limit to how much you can give. So selflessness, we got to learn how to set that boundary on how much I can give and how much, I need for me. Because that how much I need for me keeps me going. So like I can't give away all my money, even though I wish I could, because there's a lot of homeless people. I can't give away all my money, which is like $5 in the bank right now. I can't give away all my money, but hey, if I did have some to give, I'd give a portion of it. And that's selflessness with a boundary.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are taught selflessness, but they're not taught boundaries.
Yes, and if you're trying to give someone some money and you don't have it, because it's okay. So when you trying to give somebody money and you don't have it, and they don't give it back to you, what happens? you see what I'm saying? Like you get to the point where it's like you didn't set the healthy boundary and you didn't have the money to begin with, but you gave the money knowing that you need the money back.
You know what?
So that's why every time you give somebody something and you have the money, make sure you have the money and not need it back. Like you don't want to be asking for that money back. You don't want to be looking and be like, I really need that money for my light bill today. I ain't got no gas in my car. I really need that $25 I gave this person. and I don't have $25 to my name.
I'm waiting for you to keep going, man.
I'm good, man.
Oh, man.
I'm good.
Man, for real. Yeah.
You got to be okay with losing. Like, if I gave you this money, do I really need this money? Yeah. If I give it to you, that means I really don't need it.
Yep.
Because, and then what that does, it doesn't make you look at the situation negative and don't harbor any negativity towards that person or the situation. Because when it comes down to it, what happens? Negativity always follows other negative things.
Mm-hmm.
And you more positive and be more positive in the universe and put out more positivity in the universe, positivity always comes back to you.
Exactly. Man. Definitely. So,
Hey Dante, I just play like I'm a therapist, man. I don't really do this thing for real.
there's a lot of things we don't do for real, man. Man.
I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about self-care. Self-care is caring for yourself. Self-care is being mindful in the moment. Being mindful of anything that you do. If I go to the bathroom and take a big deuce, to be mindful of going to the bathroom, let me grab that toilet paper. I don't need my phone. I just need this toilet paper. I gotta be mindful in the moment. Be mindful of everything that you do. If I want to eat this whole thing of ice cream over here, let me just eat this ice cream. That's self-care too, everyone. Gotta eat some ice cream sometime. Self-care is a mindset. It's an attitude. We need self-care. We deserve self-care. Because I can't be there for myself and try to be there for others too. I have to be there for myself first. That's what self-care is. It's care of self first. I teach my clients all the time to be selfish in their own recovery. You know what that means? That means be selfish in your own recovery. That means do for yourself first. Because you can't do for others without doing for yourself. Be selfish in your own recovery. Be selfish in your life. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. It's okay to take the extra piece of cheesecake. It's okay. It's that self-care. That's all we need.
You need it. That extra cheesecake looking good too. You need it. You deserve it. Self-care. That was great, man. That was great, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's all you, brother.
Man, as always, I appreciate you for being on. I appreciate everybody for helping out with this podcast. And it's your boy, Coach Tate.